Hey folks, quick disclaimer about Greasy Says, my new show about being a game developer for 15 years who's brown. Okay, Greasy Says contains explicit language, adult situations, and viewer discretion is strongly advised. Right? Greasy Says is supposed to be a comedic take on what it's like to be in the gaming industry from my perspective, but I'm not out here trying to make people feel uncomfortable just for the sake of it. So, to sum it up, I have a potty mouth. Don't let your kids listen to this shit. And kings and queens above 18 only. Let's try that. All right? Lay is...
Haha, let's get this party started.
High def with the professional.
Greasy says.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Greasy Says. My name is Arthur, aka M-Cue, aka Greasy. Game developer of fucking like 15 years. I've seen it all. I'll tell you guys my story at some point. It might take a while, but I've seen a lot of parts of the gaming industry. And I've been in a lot of meetings and a lot of conventions. And I'm a brown guy. That might not seem important, but if you are a brown person, black person, whatever color that's not white person in the gaming industry, you know that there aren't a lot of us. So I want to speak not for us, but for me about the gaming industry and my experience and my view on it, and you know, whatever pops into my head about games and where this entertainment, this art craft is going. I think my opinion is important.
No, it's not.
And I would love to hear from more quote unquote minorities in the gaming industry and your experiences and where you're at and the challenges you face. Because I'm sure as fuck gonna talk about the challenges that I face. So buckle up, fuckers. Just kidding. Let's have fun with it. Let's kick it off with a question.
Question time.
Okay, I'm honestly going to tell you, I don't have any questions because this is the first show. So no one sent me questions. So I got to ask my own question to myself, which is weird, but it'll make sense, I guess. But if you have questions, if you're listening to this and you're interested in how to break into games or how making games works or anything about games, or anything about me or life or music or whatever, hit me up on social media, whatever, and I'll answer your question on the show. All right. So the question is,
why do you play games?
here's the thing, right? Games are everything reality isn't. I can be who I wish I could be, jump higher than I ever could in real life, be stronger, faster, tougher, smarter, more confident, and I can always get the guy or girl. My regular life is filled with half accomplishments, disappointing result screens, credit scores instead of high scores, and with bad attitudes instead of princesses and other castles. My quests usually end with a fart, not fanfare. Fast travel isn't ever available, and dialogue options? Let's just say the Gordon Freeman approach is my go-to in real life. In games, I get to be the guy everyone likes, the hero. Every NPC listens to what I have to say, even if they just finished getting shot, and I was the one who shot them. And they never interrupt. Fuck how I wish that was true in real life. In games, I get to be seen as I wish I was seen in real life. NPCs don't judge me based on my skin color, unless they're programmed to. Assholes. NPCs don't have deeply ingrained socioeconomic bias that prevents them from being fair. Best of all, I can skip all of their conversations because I'm in a cutscene. Cutscenes are like the DMV of games. Cutscenes are like manager seminars, those manager training seminars of games. You can't skip them, and someone thinks they're vital to your existence, but they're not. In games, you can become a level 60 demigod in a week simply by grinding. In real life, shit, you could grind for 30 years and still be standing in the same place you fucking started. In real life, death is hopefully final. In games, new life is just a continual way. I'd say that the only thing about real life that's better than games is that your enemies don't respawn. And thank Christ for that. In games, we can be the best version of ourselves at all times, simply by wielding a controller instead of having to get 8 hours of sleep, having to stay away from booze and weed and drugs and all that shit, working out, eating healthy, going to therapy, talking about our feelings. We just hit start and we're awesome. Games let us be awesome even though we suck.
Reflection.
Oh man. I remember the first time I played fucking Gates of Thunder. I literally cried. Like, I played TurboGrafx 16 and I literally fucking had a nervous breakdown when the dude, what was his name? I think his name was Alex or something. Actually, I should be using names. Fuck that. His name was Randall. He brought over his TurboGrafx 16. Dog, I played Bonk and I played, he had a Turbo Duo too, which back in the 90s, having a Turbo Duo, that motherfucker must have been rich out of his fucking mind and we just didn't even know. My cousin was rich too, but, you know, his parents were rich. So they lived in like a wealthy community or whatever. But I played Bonk and fucking Gates of Thunder on TurboGrafx. And the dude got up and went to leave and I started crying. I must have been like 8 or something. Right around the same time I watched a porno for the it was a serious summer. Porno, TurboGrafx 16, it'll fuck your little mind up. You know what I'm saying? That TurboGrafx 16 will fuck your mind up. Yeah, for real. Anyway, why do I play games? So many reasons. Escapism. Get away from the day-to-day. Relaxation. You know, taking the load off after a bunch of work, or, you know, back in the days when, you know, play a show, come home, play some games, just bring that energy down. Stimulation, you know, when I want to get my mind moving. Inspiration, right? As a game developer, as a sound designer, as a designer, as a fucking creative lead, all the shit that I do. You gotta play games. It's research. So, you know, you have to look at what other people are doing all the time. You have to admire what other people are doing. Like I play Uncharted and I'm just like, man, it's like watching a Pixar movie, right? The level of work and the level of craftsmanship and the amount of fucking people, hundreds of fucking, maybe thousands of people. Hundreds of people? Definitely hundreds of people. Probably thousands if you stretch it out to like marketing and fucking research and sticking a thumb up this person's ass. A lot of people get paid, and it's quite an undertaking, man. It's fucking awe-inspiring. Anyway, so yeah, I play games for research. What else do I play games for? I don't really play games socially. That's weird. Like, I know I'm talking about games and I make games and I've even made social games, but I don't play games for that. I don't even really like multiplayer games all that much. Like, yeah, occasional party game, some Among Us or whatever, some fucking Overcooked, some fucking penis jousting, right? I'll fuck with that. But like on a regular basis, like linking up with my fucking guild or whatever the fuck, that's not for me. That's not for me. So I don't play games for that reason. I don't play games to be social. I mean, I barely like people in real life, so why the fuck would I want to go fuck with assholes on the internet too? You know what I mean? But yeah, the reason I play games, man, it comes down to the same reason I listen to music. It fills me up. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel happy. It pulls me out of real life. It makes me feel... It has the power that music has to make you remember a moment or an emotion or a feeling when you heard that song. Like, same shit. Like I'm talking about Bonk and fucking Gates of Thunder, Lords of Thunder, whatever the fuck. Fucking like 30 years later, remembering that shit like it was yesterday. That's the power of games. It has this ability to transport you, to pull you out of reality. That to me is fucking amazing. Like, and then when we talk about just the corporate monster that's behind it, you know that shit's gotta be art, because anytime there's beautiful art, you know there's some fucking leeching ass motherfucker right around the corner ready to fucking milk that shit dry. But we'll get into that shit some other time. Some other time. Some other time.
Cool. So, what you playing now? What you playing?
I mean, Cyberpunk, right? Cyberpunk 2077. One of the biggest profile games ever. Marketed. I don't even want to think about how much marketing money they spent. Gotta be over a few million. I wouldn't call it a big disappointment. It's just a bummer. You could tell they put a lot of fucking thought into that game. The lore is incredible. The background is incredible. The setting is sick. The world is ridiculous. But, you know, fucking people walking through the sky and fucking cars falling out of nowhere and people pissing through their pants and shit. Like, buggy, super buggy. Like, buggy on a Bethesda level. You know what I mean? Worse than Bethesda. You know, Bethesda will release some buggy ass shit. People walking in the walls saying, hello. Oh, hello, didn't see you there. Hello. And like walking away from you into a corner and shit. But it's clear, like the parts that they nailed, the parts you could tell they put their people on it and they put the extra effort into, all of the Johnny Silverhand shit, polished as hell. So good. Kind of wish they had not gone for as much breadth and went for more focused development of the main story, and it might have come out kind of more slick feeling, more like Witcher. Like Witcher had bugs, but I felt like Witcher 3 was way more polished than Cyberpunk was. But it might be the nature of new IP, new game mode, like not game mode, but you know what I mean, like new perspective, like first person perspective. Making a shooter for the first time. They have so many challenges with all of that stuff. They were basically coming up with basically a brand. They were rebranding their studio when they made this fucking game. You know what I mean? They were doing fantasy third person with very different mechanics. This is basically they remade Fallout. Oh, speaking of which, has anyone made the fucking distinction between quick hacks and VATS? It's the same shit. Has anyone noticed that? All right, maybe VATS is a little more clunky and older and more like it's kind of like turn-based almost. Almost like a Divinity model where you have a certain amount of actions that you can do. Well, now that I explain it, it's the same shit as quick hacks. So yeah, they based like between the okay gunplay and this VAT system, they were really kind of making a Fallout after they had been making, Morrowind for however many years. So there was a lot of challenges with that game. Personally, I think the game is dope as hell. It's just like, it's going to be a really good game like a year and a half from now when they release the Game of the Year version with all the patches, all the expansions, all the DLC, whatever they do. So I would say buy Cyberpunk 2077 in the year 2077, and that shit'll be the best game ever.
Well, I thought it sucked. I even wrote death threats to the developers.
Yeah, who the fuck does that? Who has no life? Who has such little going on, right? You're such a fucking waste of space. You have nothing to do. Your life is so fucking empty that you write a death threat to a game developer. It's fucking games, people. Relax. I make them, and I even don't take the shit that seriously. Y'all need to fucking relax, man. Timmy, relax. Kenneth, fucking relax. Raven, you need to just chill out. Go in the corner, Raven. Go stand in the corner. No, don't even look at Trevor. Raven, you just stay there. Okay? Carter, I have my eye on you.
Ooh, Carter, you better look out.
Yeah, I also want to say, all you people listening out there, let me know what you're playing. You know, it might be a game I haven't even heard of or never even gave a chance. So, you know, write in, hit me up on social media, whatever. Tell me what you're playing. Maybe I'll mention it on the show, you know?
Cool. Community engagement. Neat. Hypothetical question. Which game character could you fall in love with?
This week? Let me see. Ooh. You know who? Leah from Stardew Valley. If you know Leah, you know who I'm talking about. Red hair with the braid. Those pouty lips. Those bedroom eyes. She's an artist, a sculptor, good with her hands. Good at massaging things into position. Okay, she knows what she's doing. She's not a fucking amateur, okay? Leah. Alright? Lives down by the fucking riverbank where I fish often. Often I fish there, okay? On the way to deliver, you know, eggs. Sell eggs if I need to. At, whatever the chick is who fucked the mayor and left his drawers in her house. Mayville? Some shit like that. But anyway, forget her. Leah. Okay? Let me scoop you up. Let me take you down to the beach. We can collect coral. We could do some late night fishing. And who knows? Maybe we'll get some 8-bit sand into our nether regions. Have you ever had sand in your nether regions during pleasurable activities, Leah? I have. And I want to do it with you again. I want to hurt with the sand. Okay? I've seen your sculptures. I know what's in that mind of yours. Just let me in. Just let me in. I don't think I ever romanced her. Did I? Oh, wait, I'm looking at this thing now. The wiki. She forages for wild meals? She forages for wild meal. What does that even mean? Like she picks up those fruits and shit out on the ground? I didn't know that. Maybe I didn't spend enough time with Leah. Leah, I'm sorry. I should have... Okay, Leah, listen. I know I didn't pay attention that you like to forage for wild meal. I must have been caught up with the cows that day. I may have gotten a new pickaxe. I may have been down in the caves. I just want to fix this. Okay, so if you want to meet me on the beach, where the sand hurts, just leave me a message in my mailbox. My mailbox is always open. I just want to see you again. Leah. I will say though, you know, she might be gay. She might be into girls only. I have a way of being attracted to girls who are only into girls. So maybe Leah's only into girls. I never actually... Did I ever romance? I don't think I did. We stayed friends. I got friend zoned by Leah from Stardew Valley. This is bullshit. Now I'm pissed off.
Well, that went well. I'm glad I asked.
You know, that makes me think, is there any example of like an 8-bit vagina or 8-bit penis in a game? It would have to be something from like now, where like somebody was like, all right, I'm going to go out of my way to make an 8-bit peener or VV. I've never seen one. If you know of one, send it to me. Let me know. Reach out to me. Tell me what it is. Because I got to see it. Because I like in my head, I'm like, okay, 8-bit pixel art. I can totally see a penis, right? Easy. Super easy. But a VP poo-poo, hairy VV poo poo. That's easy, but hairless VV poo poo? I don't know. Seems pretty difficult. You'd have to be pretty good at like the shading, 8-bit shading, and like give it some depth, you know? You have to give it some depth. PP, easy. PP is super simple. You just put 2 dots down, you're done. Maybe a couple of shades for the cajones. Yeah. If there's a 8-bit PP or VV poo poo out there, let me know. The reason I bring it up is in Cyberpunk, the character creator, it's incredible. It might not be as... It's pretty fucking deep. I can't really think of another one that's as deep. The amount of options. And the big option, obviously, everybody's talked about it, probably been blogged and vlogged to fucking death, is your genitalia, like your pee-pee and your VV poo-poo. They have options for that. You can modify, in my case, a pee-pee. I always play male characters. I'm sorry. I'm a fucking piece of shit, cisgendered, narrow-minded jackass in a hat. Okay, let's just get that out of the way. But I usually play as dudes. I usually try to make dudes who look like me. Okay, sorry, I'm a fucking egomaniac. But the penis options, the PP options. Amazing. Hooded, unhooded, fancy trims, regular trims, colored dyed trims. So great. So great. Celebrating the PP and the VV poo-poo. And that you can mix and match. You know, it totally speaks to like gender fluid people or people who want to choose their gender or whatever. Like that's the future of character creation, right? Like you have to give that level of customization from here on. I remember when we worked on DCVR, that was like a discussion for like months about how do we handle gender in a character creator. And like the truth is like, just take the fucking reins off, man. Just fucking let people do whatever, look like, do whatever the fuck they want. And people will be happy. It's even like down to like in Cyberpunk, they kind of tiptoed around it, but like they're like, okay, you're gonna have this voice or you're gonna have this voice. They didn't on that screen where you choose your sort of quote unquote gender. They don't even talk about gender on that page, and I think that's more and more like I think that's gonna become part of character creation and games, of avoiding the conversation about gender because it's kind of a personal thing. And if you give people the options to be whatever they identify as, then people will be happy. But it's tough and it's a constant learning experience because you have to keep talking to your audience. You have to talk to younger and younger gamers. You have to talk to people outside of the industry, people coming new into the industry, fresh ideas. Studios are responsible. They have to be responsible for that. They have to be required to keep. You want to expand games and make games better and make games newer and cutting edge. You have to embrace this idea of gender fluidity in your character creator. And not even talking about gender. You know what I mean? It's just whatever. Do whatever the fuck you want. Fuck a gender option, just give me voices. I don't really give a fuck how many choices. But yeah, let me know what you folks think of the cyberpunk character creator and character creators in general and the options that you think should appear. Or, you know, what's missing from character creators? What do you always wish they had? They're getting pretty in depth, but we can always come up with new ideas, you know? Okay. So we're going to wrap up the show now. Thank you for joining me. But before we go, we're going to go through a little meditation.
Meditate.
A meditation to stop the haters in their tracks. a meditation to stop the biggest hater of all, the hater within. Now, if you're not driving, close your eyes. If you're not operating machinery, close your eyes. And let us journey together. Haters, you will not penetrate my guard. I have a perfect guard. I hold down and back at all of your hatred. Down and back. Down and back. Your leg sweeps can't hurt me. Your sub-zero sliding kick cannot hurt me. You are lost, haters. Your confusion spells will not work. I have equipped materia, which makes me immune to confusion spells. So try as you will, on every turn, to confuse and baffle me, haters. You cannot penetrate my guard, because I am 100% down and back. Down and back.
Got these running.
Yeah, we got him running, y'all, haters. Find cover, you sons of bitches. Well, thanks again, people, for joining me on Greasy Says. It's been fun. I've had a lot of fun. Real quick, just gonna plug all of my social media, other places you guys can find me online. I'm Greasy Says, that's Greasy Says, Says, on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook. Greasy Says on all three. Check me out as M-Cue, M-Cue, on Spotify, on Bandcamp, and on Soundcloud. Greasy people, thanks for coming out. Like, subscribe, comment, give me feedback, tell me to go fuck myself. And until next time, it's me, Greasy, checking out with the room key.
Laters.